was a great show, but it was very, very predictable. And of course, the Raw I'm talking about is for October 26th, 2015. I am your hardcore host, Rick Head. And as always, I've got the hardcore crew here with me. First, he's the son of a bitch, Andy. Andy, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. Hope everybody else is too.
And you know what, Andy? I gotta say, before I move on, I was over in the HWR chat room in the Facebook group section, and some of the memes that you posted, something tells me you're not a big fan of Kevin Owens.
No, and for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, pop yourselves over to the HWR chat room, which you can find at Facebook /HWR chat room, and have a look for yourselves.
Yes, and that's slash groups HWR chat room. And you know what? We love, well, before we go on, I gotta let you know, if you guys got something you want to say, how you want to say it, very passionate, get your asses over there, because you know what? We like it hardcore. Moving on to the cat panel, we got the classic wrestling manager, Joseph Knight. Joe, what's up?
Not much. I just saw this. I just went through Slumberfest watching that Raw, and it was not. It was again very predictable.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we're gonna just jump right through it. But first, let me introduce the incomparable Lance Moss. He's over at Lance Moss TV. Lance, what's up?
Mediocrity at its best.
Yeah, I really tried to enjoy this Raw, but unfortunately, it was all too predictable. The show started off with the Authority coming down and announcing that there was going to be a series of matches, and the winners would get into a fatal four-way, which would become the new number one contender. And
I wonder who's gonna win that. Oh wait, hi.
and of course, we like to welcome back James. James, how we doing?
You know, I rather was at a game. I was at a GameStop that rather than watching Raw, so I think I didn't miss much.
The 2K setup was probably more entertaining than this thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Going real quick, I'm just gonna go over the matches. Roman Reigns defeated Kofi Kingston. Owen defeated
Nice.
Cesaro. Alberto Del Rio defeated Neville and Dolph Ziggler. I forget who he beat, but he was in the Fatal
He
Four
beat
Way.
he beat Biggie.
Oh, thank you, Big
Biggie
E. Thank you
Webster.
very much, Biggie Webster, as Joe calls him. Um, Before we get to the main event, there was Team Bella versus Team PCB. Now, Paige was supposedly back with the group. After Team Bella had won the match, Paige turns her back and attacks Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Guys, do we really? Was this again? This was nothing too surprising. Joe, your thoughts?
Oh, Jesus! Now it's becoming again. We're back to the piss break. It was the Diva Revolution, and again, we're back to the piss breaks, and where it doesn't even matter anymore. They need to start. They need to push away from the Bellas. They need to push away from these old divas and start injecting the NXT girls. I want to see. You know what? I don't want to see no more Bellas. I want to see Charlotte taking on Becky Lynch or Sasha Banks. I'd rather see one-on-one those matches than see Paige, the Bellas, Alicia Fox, or hell, even BAD. You know, none of these people interest me, and I think we're back. And again, we're back to piss break.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Um,
Can I say something
James,
since I'm
I was
former
gonna go over to you, James. Yeah, your thoughts.
as former Divas correspondent? I'm just gonna say this: the only reason why this revolution is a bust is because they're keeping them as teams. Team Bad, Team PCB, Team Bella. Add more divas to this. Have singles matches. You could have a few tag team matches. But the only thing is that you put emphasis on three teams. You don't put emphasis on other divas. That's what's killing the revolution is the fact that they more thinking about the team aspect than the actual divas. I mean, yeah, Charlotte is a good champion to have, but she is not doing well because they still sticking with the teams. They need to break up these teams. They need to have Becky Lynch go on her own. If you want to stick with Charlotte, then fine, sure, be a backup for her.
All right.
But have Sasha get involved.
You know
Go
what?
ahead.
If I can interject real
Yep.
quick, I think the problem is They just can't get the Bellas out of the picture. So they gotta keep this little teams going back and forth. Notice it's only been PCB versus Bella. They they kind of threw in Team Bad, but now they're kind of phased out. I think once you phase out the Bellas completely, that's when you're going to see the Diva Revolution rise up again. Until the Bellas decide to leave or take a break, that's when you're not going to see any changes.
Yeah,
Daniel Bryan, please, for the love of God, get Brie pregnant so they'll take both of them off TV.
I have
You
to
know what
agree.
I heard rumors that Nikki was actually taking time off soon.
Yeah.
To be, gee, I
Real
wonder
soon.
Yeah.
why.
Well, let's move on, guys. Let's get on to the main event, which was Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens versus Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler. Now, of course, the winner who's going to win would go on to be the next number one contender, as we spoke earlier. Seth Rollins was at ringside, and I think, guys, we all knew who the winner was going to be just from the get-go. And, of course, it turned out to be Roman Reigns. He gets the spear on Kevin Owens, and we now have it's official. Roman Reigns is now the number one contender, and while this whole show has been nothing but predictable, and it's just getting that bad. Granted, I have to admit the main event match was well executed, but it's just still the results are just far too predictable. Andy, your thoughts?
Yeah, as we said at the starting of the match, it's just way too predictable. But it's typical what the WWE do all the time. So I wish they'd listen to a few fans for a change and do something a bit different, surprise us a bit more.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you. Moving on, it's just we have to wonder: do we see Roman Reigns actually now taking the title? Is it now his time for the title reign? Lance, your thoughts?
Well, about this whole, was a fan of this match, everybody in the match, but then again, that's to me, that's too many people, you know. But I think he has a better shot now than he did at WrestleMania because I don't think the fans would have ate him alive back at WrestleMania. He was not ready. Now, I'm not gonna say for sure, but I'm gonna say very possible.
Yeah.
They could put the belt on him.
All right, Joe, over to you. Roman Reigns, is it time for him to get it, or do you think that just this is going to be just another person for Seth Rollins to knock off?
No, I think now it's his time. You got to remember the time of WrestleMania. A lot of people did not want to see Roman as champion because he wasn't ready. Now you got to see him. He's been through the trials. He's been through Bray Wyatt. He's been through the Wyatt family. He's been through
Andy, how are we
so
doing
many
tonight?
different people that now it's the time the fans have finally accepted him. He's finally getting that pop. He's improving. His promos are improved. His ring style is getting improved. I think at this point they need to push these two together. And I say WrestleMania, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, and I predict the title change.
All right, James, your thoughts?
Roman Reigns deserves the title, but I think Seth Rollins is going to find a way to win the match. I think you could also put Dean Ambrose heel turn right here at Survivor Series.
And you know what? That's not. It's a strong possibility. Andy, earlier tonight, we saw there was a segment where Dean Ambrose was kind of hanging out with Roman Reigns, saying, "Hey, look, you had a chance at WrestleMania, and you were right there, but somebody screwed you over. Then you went to Hell in a Cell, and then you got screwed over there." Do you think that this is a setup for Dean Ambrose to screw over his good friend Roman Reigns, or you think he was just giving him a pep talk?
I hope he was giving him a pep talk, but how WWE works, it's going to be screw him over so he won't beat Seth Rollins. And we don't need it. We need a change of title holder.
Okay, guys. We know what, we're gonna wrap things up here. It was a short Raw reaction, but considering how predictable it was, I didn't really see the point of going through the whole entire thing and bore everybody else even more boring than Raw was. So, what we want to know now from you, the hardcore wrestling radio fans, What did you think? What was the great matches? What were the worst matches? Or did you just hate the whole entire show? Uh, Put your comments in the comments section below. Please make sure you follow us over at our group page, HWR Chat Room, and that is on Facebook. And also, take a few seconds, hit that subscribe button, and join us over at youtube.com/HWR Show. As always, I'd like to thank my good friend Andy, the son of a bitch, for coming over. Andy, what do you got going on? Where can everybody find you?
Yeah, we've got an Halloween investigation coming up on Halloween evening, Halloween night, and hopefully everybody can get involved in that. We can try to do a live stream, and if we get it sorted out, I'll be posting the stream on the HWR page as well as my own page. But for more details, you can go to www.stokehaunted.com.
All right, thank you, Andy. And then we have the classic wrestling manager, Joseph Knight. Joe, where can everybody find you?
Well, they can find me on Facebook at facebook.com Joseph Knight Manager, or they can follow me on Twitter at JKnightCWA.
All right. And then we have the incomparable Lance Moss. He's over at youtube.com/Lance Moss TV. Lance, what do you got going on Lance Moss TV?
I got album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, redneck normal cooking videos, musical equipment reviews, some rants, and every Wednesday I go live at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and well, I never know who's going to show up, so come check us out. Hell, the Hardcore Crew might show up one night. You never know. And yeah, hit me up on Twitter. It's at Lance Moss TV.
And we would also like to welcome back our good friend James. We call him the Queen of the Divas, or
The fuck, man. Damn it, Lance Moss!
I didn't say anything.
he put
You know
the
what?
idea in my head, but still, James, it is good to have you back nonetheless. Where can everybody find you? What do you have going on?
I'm on twitch.tv/fatboy504. I'm at GameStop. I'm gonna pick up WWE 2K16.
And if I'm not available for the show tomorrow, James has come to Memphis and killed me.
Yes, I did. And you can find me on Twitter at fatboy504. Do random retweets. That's all.
All right. Thanks a lot, James. So for the Hardcore Crew, I am your hardcore host, Rickhead, saying we'll see you when we see you.